Welcome to the Saved and Single podcast. I'm your host, Jasmine Mays. And if you don't know, this is the show for Christian singles. We're 40, 50, 60, maybe even 70, and we're single. Maybe you're divorced, widowed, or never married. This is the show that's built for you. Because so many times the conversations in the dating space are not for, as I call it, usums. They for the young folks. And after you've lived some life, things are a little bit different. So if you are in that category, definitely subscribe to the show because, again, the episodes are built for you. So a couple months ago, I was having a conversation with a single woman, over 40, never married, on all the dating apps. And also she was in communities now trying to meet people in like the wild, real life. And she said to me, "Why are there no good guys?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She says, "There are no good guys. Like, you mean the same guy?" And I said, "Okay, so what are you looking for?" And she says, "At this point, I want him to have a place to live of his own." I said, "Okay." "A car." I said, "Okay." "And his own money to like pay for stuff." I said, "You not meeting guys that have these basics?" Because I'm like, I meet men all of the time. And if those are the criteria, I can set you with about 17 men. I got tons of people that have, but she says, "No, I do not meet guys like that." And I thought, well, that's odd. A couple weeks later, I met today's guest, was sharing this with her, and she started to unpack and explain to me that who you meet, who you're attracted to, who you encounter, it's not all random. We think it's just random things. It's not all random. And it started to make more sense to me. And I thought to myself, this is something that the saved and single community needs to know. Because yes, we believe God to bring the right person into your life. But if you were only seeing the right one kind of person, you might miss them. I don't want to say you might miss them. I don't want you to feel afraid. But maybe God is not going to bring that person just yet because he's got to wait till you are in the space to actually see and receive that person. So that being said, please welcome to the Saved and Single podcast. She is known as the identity engineer, Anabell Ingleton.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so excited that you are here.
I'm an usum.
Yeah.
I'm an usum.
Yeah.
I'm not a themum or whatever we call them.
Usums.
Yes.
Yes, we are the more mature individuals.
Yes.
Doing our Saved and Single thing.
Thank you for creating this. I feel so seen
Yeah.
and understood watching some of your episodes. It's such
Yeah.
a great space.
Yeah.
Such a blessing.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome that you're
And
leading
I'm
it.
so excited that you're here because as a coach to women specifically, who's also a believer, but then you're dealing with things that are, you know, a little bit deeper, but you're a Christian. So it really is like, you know the word, so you can really marry the two things together. And I really love that. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a great conversation.
I'm excited.
So first, let's
talk about this woman.
talk about the friend.
Yes.
Why is it that she keeps seeing or meeting this one kind of guy that she does not want, does not like, and this is all that she is encountering?
Simply, it is because that is what she's focused on, and that is what she keeps on telling herself. So there's this theory called the mirror effect, or some people call it like the law of attraction, or any of those woo-woo things. That's not what I believe. What happens is we have this thing in our brain called the reticular activating system, and it is there to keep us focused on what is important. And whatever we are constantly thinking about, even if we're thinking about it in the sense of, I don't want it, or, oh my gosh, why do I keep seeing it? Or, gosh, I'm frustrated that it's out there. It will keep on showing it to you because we don't get what we want. We get what we are focused on. And we tend to focus on what's really important. And sometimes what's important to us is, I don't want this kind of guy. I don't want this kind of guy. And if she keeps on saying, I don't want this kind of guy, why are all these guys out there asking? She will only keep seeing it because that's her focus.
Wow.
And so it's frustrating, right? Because you know what you want. We get told to make the lists.
Mm-hmm.
We get told to get clear on who we are. We get told to, describe your perfect man. And that's good to do in theory. That's a conscious thing that we're doing physically. But if subconsciously, the thing that we're constantly saying, look at another guy that doesn't have a great job, another guy that doesn't love Jesus, another guy that drinks too much. If whatever you focus on and you also bring a lot of strong emotion to it, that's what your subconscious says. That's important. We got to remember this thing. And if it's important, it's going to always draw your attention to it. And the reticular activating system keeps looking for it, not because not because you want to bring it into your life, but because it thinks it's important. So it'll show it to you constantly. So she's actually, in essence, seeing it because to her, it's important that she not date this guy. But the fact that she puts him as important, that's why she keeps seeing him. So we actually need to get focused on what we do want. Not so much that it's man centered. I always get women relationship centered. I think we kind of talked about this because the man is the vehicle to the relationship, right? We need a relation. We need to meet a great guy to have the relationship and the connection and the love that we want. But it's never just about the man, and definitely not just focused on the wrong guy, because that is literally what we get to see over and over. So if she just switched her perspective, I always tell my clients whenever I would meet with them, and if I notice that they say they're called belief wrappers, always, never, nothing, everything, and I don't know. It's like I always see them. I never see them. Those are thoughts about thoughts. It's metacognition. It's a thought. I never see this kind of guy, or I always see this kind of guy. This is, again, it's important. And you kind of like bring this urgency and you say, this is an important thing. And then you just start basically instructing yourself to look for those guys. And it's frustrating, right?
Wow.
I always tell my clients, what kind of man do you want to see in your life? What kind of man? Imagine yourself 6 months from now, you're married or you're in a great relationship. How are you feeling with that guy? Oh, I feel really beautiful. I feel really calm. I feel just relaxed. I get to just be myself. I feel really authentic. And what is he doing that creates that feeling in you? What are you guys experiencing? Oh, we pray together. We go to church. We each have our own wonderful full careers. See those qualities? It's a Christian man, a man that prays, a man that has his own life. That's the kind of man you want to be thinking about, and you'll see it. But most women, I think, are like, focus on what I don't want, which is important, right? Because especially if we've had a lot of bad experiences or bad relationships, we don't want that again. But focusing on the past recreates it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's why you see people that marry the same person
100%.
over and over and over and over. It's like, this is the same person, a different face,
Yes.
a different name.
Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, so is his life. What I love about Miles Monroe, one of my favorite pastors, says, people always forget the word heart. They'll say, as a man thinketh, so is he. Heart means a subconscious mind. It means your will, your mind, and your emotions. So your behavior, your thoughts, and your feelings. And that's what's that's a system. That's the things that are inside your subconscious. These are the behaviors that I do. These are the thoughts that I have. These are the emotions that I have. That makes up your identity in essence. And so whatever's always in there, the thoughts you're having, the feelings you're having, the behaviors you're constantly doing, whoever you are in your heart, that's what comes out. And that's what you'll see in the world. It's always a reflection. Your world is only a reflection of your internal life. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this. Probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago, I didn't really see a lot of good guys either.
Okay.
I didn't really see a lot of good guys either.
Yeah. What changed?
I went to therapy.
Oh, that part, 100%. Yes.
I went to therapy for about 2 years.
Yeah, cleaned it up. Yeah.
And we really dug into, because I was trying to get over a guy, and I was having he wasn't even a good guy, but I was having such challenges getting over this person. And so my therapist, she was a Christian as well, she had me go back to my childhood. Yeah. She had me calling my dad. I had not spoken to my dad, called my dad in like 20 years, and she made me call him. I mean, she dug and really healed a lot of the things. And when I came out on the other side, after a few, maybe about a year after, I started meeting all these other, the way I
Yes.
behaved with men was way different.
I believe
The
it.
kind of men I would see were way different. I said, this is
Yes.
a whole different situation. I stopped meeting a lot of guys that were emotionally unavailable, and I started meeting guys who were more open.
Yes. And therapy is the right kind of therapist. You sound like you're an amazing therapist because she went down to the root. It wasn't just psychoanalysis where you're just sitting there talking about what you want and what's going wrong. She knew that your past experiences created your belief systems, and your beliefs were creating meeting these kinds of guys. And you had this attachment to this guy, right? It was hard to get past it. You were kind of stuck. She did the right thing. Your beliefs changed, probably about yourself, probably about men. And so you started seeing it. You started seeing different guys.
Yeah. I think something you said is really interesting, your beliefs.
Yeah.
Because I think so many times we'll think there's not good guys. I'm not good enough. I always get rejected. We really begin to see ourselves in these negative lights, and we end up almost like in like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's exactly that. Yes, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, your words aren't just thoughts. Your thoughts are not just thoughts. They become things. Out of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? And God spoke this word into existence just with words. We are creators. We were made in His image, and we tend to think. I think a lot of times God is the Almighty, obviously, but we are just like Him. We have power just like Him. So we forget that what we're thinking about and our desires will be made. We'll have fruit. I don't know what kind of fruit we'll have, but we'll have some type of fruit, right? And so, yes, our beliefs create our behaviors, and it's the driver, it's the fuel, it informs everything we do. So, if your belief system, but your beliefs are created from your past experiences. Yeah. So we have to always check everything that I do. I'm always, whenever I have an experience or a result, something that's not going right, or I'm like, why is this happening? This isn't what I want. I think what belief created this? I always think, what am I thinking that brought this in? And I can always catch it. But I'm curious, can I ask you a question about your therapy and how you couldn't get over him? What was hard to move past it? Was it like accepting that it was over and you really wanted it to work? Or what was it that?
So again, this was not a good guy. He wasn't a great guy, but he was the first guy that I've actually thought this could be something. Like this could actually be a marriage. We could have a family. Yeah. And so letting go of that was like I was letting go of
the big future that you wanted. Yes.
And so I really struggled with, but the crazy thing was, so I was more anxiously attached. Mm-hmm. He was more avoidant. So I was all like, and then he was like backing all the way up.
You were on offense, he's on defense.
He also was older. I had never been married and was, from the avoidance standpoint, like he was typical, like avoidant behavior.
But it sounds like he had a lot of great qualities to the point where you thought he could be somebody that you start a future with, right? So it was hard to reconcile the end of that. Yeah. So what you had was what I would call an attachment instead of a connection. I always think of it like an attachment. Think of an attachment as a little girl grabbing onto a guy's ankle. I don't want to let you go. Because if I let you go, I let go of the thing that I want in the future. And I do this thing with my clients called an attachment release. And all it is we have to separate the man from the results, because we think that the result is attached to the man. It never is. It's the story we tell ourselves about the man that makes us think that if I keep him, he's the one that's going to get me. It's like, that's the car that's going to get me to the destination. And it's never that. So, for example, I have a client in Australia, and she lost her mother during COVID in 2020, and then 3 months later lost her sister. These were her like rocks, like her people that kept her safe and connected and loved and just everything, support systems. She had a lot of loss, and after that, she didn't have like her people that she felt like she needed in order to be good in this world. So she was desperately looking for someone, found a guy, but he was horrible, like classic. I hate the word narcissist, but he preyed on her. He wanted to just use her. But she was like, something's better than nothing. I just lost my mom and my sister. She was with him for a couple of years and destroyed her. meant her self-esteem and he would tell her she was bad in bed and that she was ugly and she was old, which she's none of the things. She's gorgeous, successful, beautiful. Tore her down completely, lost her identity because when she started the relationship, she was great. But bad environments can break us, right? So let him go. But after the relationship, she was like a shell of herself. She wasn't confident anymore. She thought she was worthless, not worthy, could never get a guy. She thought she was ugly, bad in bed. Imagine going to date and you have the story just playing in the background. Oh my gosh, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad. So the work that I did with her was kind of essentially taking the good stuff that she had with mom and sister, like all the great things that she believed she could only get from mom, which is similar to what you had probably with this guy. Let's call him John. John represents family, children, connection, love. I feel really beautiful with him. I feel really relaxed. I feel relieved, like, oh, I get, this is my husband. And we basically just do an exercise where we're able to see him as a great person, but then recognize that all the great feelings that you had about yourself and about life, you were feeling them just because he was there. You were the one that feeling them inside, right? So we kind of like put them in your hand, so to speak, take them all out and say, let's stack all these up. These are all great. I'm beautiful. I'm confident. I'm safe. I'm relaxed. I'm secure. I'm loved. And we kind of just like throw them out into the future and see yourself as being that person in the future with a bunch of different guys. Move him out into far away and say, he's over there, but look, in my future, I still have all these experiences. And what the subconscious does is it just reorganizes who he is, how your mind sees him. He's over there. He doesn't have any of that. I still have it now. It's in my future. And it's literally removes the attachment from him to you. And it's in your future. As long as you keep moving forward, you're going to get all those things. And it's completely healing.
Wow.
And after our session, she said, I want to go on a date. Like, I feel so beautiful. Like, I feel so confident. I know that I can get and have anything I want. Because the subconscious just organizes information. It's like a closet. Like, have you ever gone into your closet and had racks, of shirts and dresses, rows of sweaters and tons of shoes and said, I have nothing to wear.
Yeah.
Nothing. I walked in your closet, I'd be like, girl, I'm like, I have like 20 outfits.
Yeah.
But because you've seen all them and you don't feel like they can do the thing that you need them to do, none of those outfits are going to give you the feeling that you need. Well, the subconscious is the same way. When you're doing something new, let's say dating, and you feel like, oh, I have this guy. And if you feel insecure, you feel like not good enough, it's only because your subconscious is running an identity check, looking in your closet and saying, do we have the things it takes to get this guy? Oh, I don't have that. And so we just need to move stuff around in the subconscious and in your heart. Again, it's all biblical. This is not woo-woo. I don't do anything like that. We just move stuff around so that all your good qualities are now hanging and you're like, girl, I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm talented. I'm worthy. I go on a date and you just feel so great.
Wow.
I know, it's really amazing.
Okay, so let's talk about, you're talking about dating.
Yeah.
Some people, I talking to a friend recently and she says, when I go on a date with someone I don't care about or that I shouldn't don't care about, but I'm not really super into him, I'm cool. I'm myself. I'm calm, cool, collected.
Yeah.
When I go on a date with the guy that I am interested in, I am performing, I am not myself, and I am thinking like way far ahead. Like, how can I secure the bag?
Yes. The bag. I love it.
Why do we do that?
We're used to working for love. So if you grew up in a world or in work or anything, having to do things in order to have things, instead of just being yourself, you will rush, you will perform, you will pressure, you will try to convince, you will try to look at me in order to get attention, in order to get the thing. So it's typically attached to working for the thing. If you notice feminine women, they don't do that, right? They just sit back, they are themselves. They believe that being there, honey, you should be happy, Mr. Man. Because just being in my presence is so valuable. Instead, typically women that overperform, or for men or function highly or overfunction, it's because we've had to work for love. And typically it's like I was like that. I was abandoned, betrayed, abused, and neglected as a kid. So I was a high functioner. Every time I came around a guy, I was, oh, I'm so great. And let me show you my job and all my money. And I'm so beautiful. And let me have sex with you. And I pulled out every trick in my purse. And men don't need that. Most men know a woman's value. They're like, you are just amazing as you are. And if you just stay in that, they come to you. A man that's really masculine and in his, in his authority, they will come to you. But when we're over functioning, it's typically because we learn to work. So we have to undo and separate the feeling of my presence is enough. So let's and I call that like just raising your internal value, making a list of or getting clear on the qualities that you have that would really help a man, or if he knew these things, he would see you as that, and just keeping those top of mind. Because again, if we're just focused on, I'm too old. Oh, I have 3 kids. I used to think that I have 3 kids. Oh my God, who's gonna want me? Oh, I've been divorced. I'm not rich. Oh, I have stretch marks. I have cellulite. Like, girl, So if I'm focused on that, of course I'm gonna feel like I have to overcompensate. Of course I think I have to have sex with you on the first night. Of course I'm gonna try to impress you, and you're not even anybody. But because we're so attached to we just want the attention, we just want something, then we're over functioning. And then that guy thinks there must be some, like, what's wrong? Why are you doing all that? And then our perceived value drops. Not inherently, right? But just it does. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I'm like, oh wow. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, because, and I think, share a little bit more about maybe your childhood and your background, because I see when you're talking, I see and recognize a lot of the things. I'm like, oh yeah, I've done that. Oh yeah, that sounds like me.
Yes.
And I grew up with not having a dad and having all those kinds of issues. So really feeling like I have to perform.
Yeah.
And so I really can, like, as you're talking, I'm like, that sounds like me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about your upbringing and how you even navigated through the place that you're at right now.
Yeah. So I can relate to you. I'm a fatherless child as well. I'm one of 8 kids. So, and I'm an identical twin, and I'm the 4th of 8. So I'm like smack in the middle. I had like the middle child syndrome, like never old, never young or whatever. So I had like that complex. So my dad, I grew up with a father that was alcoholic, abusive. We must have left him 10, 20 times in my entire childhood. I lived all through California. He'd get drunk on Friday, beat my mom. We'd leave him, call the cops, run away. I grew up in battered women's shelters my whole life. So the inconsistency, I mean, the chaos, the change, the instability, the abuse, waking up in the middle of the night to things crashing and my mom crying and the cops coming. So much chaos. And then not only the abuse and all that stuff, but when he was sober, when he was good, he was dynamic and charismatic and smart and handsome and talented and creative. And he was a singer. He was so great. He was the leader of our church choir. It was so hard to reconcile. Such a great man of God, good father, bad husband to my mom, but only when he drank, right? So it's so confusing. It's hard for a child's mind to reconcile, right? But when we're kids, we have what Erica Komisar, such a great psychoanalyst or psychologist, says we have what's called magical thinking as kids. We tend to think like, oh, if mom and dad don't love me, like, oh, it must be me. Like I'm the problem. And so for the problem, then if we just act good, then maybe dad will stay or maybe dad won't drink. And so that was definitely something that I always thought. And so my survival pattern or my risk management tools that I used as a kid was be quiet. Don't be loud, just be quiet and don't be bad. But when dad's there, he was always like, sing, be beautiful. I'm going to play the guitar and you guys perform. And so I was like, talk about over-functioning, performing, being beautiful, have long hair, always look nice, And so I was just taught that to get my dad's love or to make him happy, perform. So that was definitely the thing that worked. And when it works as a kid, that becomes a model for our relationships. And so I was anxiously attached. I was actually disorganized. So it's like I was both, which makes you I feel like even crazier. Not that it's any better or worse than any other attachment style, but I was scared when I was with the guy and wanted him, and I wanted to run away when I was with him. It was just like so hard. So that informed a lot of my relationship patterns. So growing up, boys were, any type of connection or attention felt so good to me because I finally got it. Mom was always stressed out, scared, PTSD, so much anxiety, so much depression. She could barely manage and I don't even know how she did it with 8 kids, mind you. And then dad was gone after I was like 10. And so mom was there, but not present. She wasn't focused. And so we just had to fend for ourselves. And so I was like a parentified child, very young, at teenager. I had a job when I was a teenager and have never stopped since then. So when we get into that mode of like working hard and being independent works, that becomes the model for staying alive and in survival mode, you know? And so, but when I was with guys, I just was like a whiny little insecure girl. Like I looked successful and smart maybe and talented and outgoing, low self-esteem, so much negative internal self-talk. And this is why I got into the work that I do now, because I knew enough to know like everybody else, like they all seem normal. They all seem like they love themselves. But in my head, I'm just like not good enough. I'm bad. I make mistakes. I was the child that always spilled things and was clumsy and, oh, Anabell did it. It's Anabell. She's the one that did it. And so I was always like made the mistakes. And ironically, I'm an identical twin. So my mom, when she was pregnant with us, she didn't know she was having twins until I came out. So my sister was born. And then she was like, I have to push again. And the doctor was like, you're crazy. It was 1980. I don't know about medical tech, but she didn't know until I was born.
Wow.
So I heard growing up over and over and over, oh, Anabell, we didn't know we were having you. We didn't have a crib. We didn't have clothes. We didn't have a diaper. You stressed us out. My story, I hurt people. I stress people out. I'm a mistake. I always make mistakes. That was my like core belief about myself. So remember, what you believe, you know, we play it out. And so I always made mistakes. I never felt confident. I felt really insecure. And so I sought it out externally with attention. And so anything I could do to get a boy's attention or friend's attention, and I would ditch and be fun and drink and have sex and, you know, all the things we shouldn't be doing. But it worked. It got me relationships, but with the wrong guys, right? Guys that just wanted to have situationships and all the things. But I knew I knew it wasn't normal. I knew there was like something just was misfunctioning inside that I just had to fix. So I started learning about the subconscious mind, I think when I was like 18 or 17. I knew that was like, I must have read the Bible and saw some of those scriptures because those always stood out to me. As a man thinketh and things like that. And so I learned that, this is our internal operating system. And whatever's in here is what's operating our minds and our thoughts, our behaviors, and the emotions that we're feeling. And so I started studying it. I got trained in 2019, 2020, and all these things. And they transformed my mindset, my self-esteem. Actually love myself. I think I'm beautiful with makeup, without, with a man, without. My attachment style completely changed. But I did get married when I was 32 and met him through work, and he was great. But again, when your picker, like I would say, your picker is off, you know, my picker was off. I wasn't choosing the right guys then. I feel like I married my dad, literally. He always tells me, I feel like I was like his dad for him. We always pick our equal, you know, like attracts like. And so he had daddy issues. I had daddy issues. And we weren't a good fit. We were married for 8 years, and he was such a great person. He just wasn't ready to, you know, be a good husband, great dad. And so we divorced. And I knew after that, I was like, marriage was all I wanted. I thought, you know, like I heard you say on one of your episodes, like when we're single, or the world even paints to us that's marriage is the holy grail. Like when you're married, now you're good now. Now you can relax, right? Yeah. So I always thought that was the thing. I was like, when I get married, I'm going to be good. No, I knew 2 months after I got married, I was like, can I have an annulment? Like, are we too late? But we tried for 8 years. And, but once that ended, I was like, no, I got to fix this. And so I started doing the work, all the healing and all the trauma work and everything. But then I got trained in all the subconscious modalities that I do now and completely changed my life. And then I do that for other people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I've heard several different people say, I was listening to some a couple of days ago, and a guy was saying, people who are single want to be married, and people who are married want to be single.
Okay.
And I said, so I think for the single people who have never been married, we don't understand that. We're like, how?
Yeah. What do you think? Do you feel like that void? Like, oh, I want to be married?
I do. I want to be married. And I ask myself, like, why do you want to be
Because your life is amazing, right? But still.
Because I think like, I want to have a family and I want to have like, but I do think that comes like from my childhood. The things that like we didn't have, I didn't have that unit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I want that unit.
Totally.
I want to have that family, that unit, I think in our minds, we think that marriage means like stability, acceptance, you're good, all of these things. And we don't see it in ourselves.
Yes, we think it's external.
Yeah.
100%. We think that's going to make me feel better.
Yeah.
Or that's the only way that I can have that feeling is with another person. And no, a marriage is like it's a magnifier. It just shows you more. It's a mirror. It just shows you more of who you are. And if you don't love all the things, good and bad, we have all kinds of messy stuff. So if you're not secure in who you are, you will feel way more insecure when you're married.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I was so insecure. We
really?
were codependent. Why was I insecure?
Like, why do you feel like, why? Why do we feel, why does it happen?
Because I'll speak for myself, right? So I thought that happiness was external. I thought that it was outside of me. I thought that the only way I was going to feel good, because remember, I didn't love myself. I didn't think I was smart. I didn't think I was beautiful. I didn't think I was talented. Let's just say he saw that in me. So when he was there, I felt good. When he was gone, I was like, where are you going? Don't leave. So I felt horrible. So we were so codependent, him and I. Everything we did together. We had a lot of friends. We never went on our own. We never did our own thing. It was so codependent. But now you need another person to function. So when they're gone, what are you going to do? So you have to build that secure attachment by yourself internally. And then your partner just becomes someone fun to live life with. They can't be men are not our saviors. Jesus is.
Yeah.
But it feels like that, right? You're like, oh my God, I feel so good. If something else is creating that, you have to stop and ask yourself, what do I see in them that I don't see in me? And why don't I see that in myself? So that's why I felt insecure. I didn't feel secure unless somebody was telling me I was beautiful because I couldn't tell myself. I didn't feel good unless somebody told me I was smart. I thought I was dumb. I couldn't feel good unless someone said I was intelligent or anything. None of my default mode network, that voice in your mind, that little critical voice, it was so loud and painful. That's why I used to drink alcohol all the time. Internally, it was like a war zone. Like, talk about living in survival mode. And when we become secure and we believe God, not just believe in Him, but believe Him about what He says about us, there's peace in that, right? That literally is peace, but we have to believe Him. But that's why we become so that's why I was so insecure. That's why we feel insecure. It's not independent of a partner. It has to be. Because if not, you become more anxious with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes 100%, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that. I think, that actually makes so much sense because I think a lot of times we're thinking like, if we meet somebody, we marry somebody, it means we're good. It means we're attractive. Yes. It means we were worthy of love. It means we were all of those things because we don't feel those things in ourselves. And so if we have somebody or someone was willing to marry us, then we feel like we have those things. Then
it must be wrong what I've been thinking. It must be true that I am beautiful. We think we need that external. That's called external motivation. We should be having what's called internal drive. Our beliefs about ourselves should be allowing us really naturally to have high standards, have really great big goals and achieve them naturally, meet our values. But like one of the things, for example, if we settle a lot, right? If you're like, one day he'll have a great job, or he's not really smart, he's he's ugly, but maybe if he loses a little bit of weight, potential city, right? We're just choosing potential. That's a lowering of your standard. And so when you're lowering your standard, you have to ask yourself, why would I do that? Why would I? If I don't hold myself to that standard, I think I need to be this way, but I'm just going to allow another person. Why? I just need love. I just need something.
We think that it feels like there's scarcity.
Yes, we don't think
feels like there's
not enough. So
yeah.
I got it. Something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
That's not true. God wants us to have the best. No, no settling.
Okay, so yeah, talk to us about that. No settling. What is settling versus? I want to say compromise, but not like in the sinning type way. You know, like you think in your mind, you'll have this list. Oh, this guy, he's got to be 6'5", and he's got to be this and have that and have this and have that. Reconcile for us having your list of things versus like, child, this is a good guy. Why are you sleeping on him or whatever because he's not all of these things? Or should we just wait for the things we want on the list?
So we have a list of 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack, whatever, because of what we think having that is going to give us, right? Why do we want someone that makes 6 figures? Why do you think we might want that?
Because we want to make sure that we can buy all the stuff.
Yeah. And having the stuff, what's that going to do for you?
It makes us good in the world. The world is now going to see us as valuable and successful because we got stuff.
We got the bags, we got the shoes, we got, right? Yeah. So we think having a guy that makes a lot of money is going to make us good with the world, like impress other people. But it's a fair desire, right? So notice, like, if you have someone that's tall, what would that, how tall are you, Jasmine?
5'10".
Yeah. What, do you have a height requirement, let's just say, or do you care? Or why? Yeah. What's something on your list?
If he's 5'10", I'm not interested.
Yeah. Because what would a guy that's 6'3" or 6'5" do for you? What do you?
Because then I feel small. Like I feel like I'm the girl.
Yeah. He feels strong. He feels he could take care of you, right? Yeah. I think height is a safety thing. We women want to feel he's got me.
Yeah.
I can relax. If something bad happens, I got it. So look at the first one is like financial stability or security. The other one is safety. So we have to ask ourselves, what do we want in the relationship? You want safety and security, but that can come in so many different ways. So the list is good, but I go by the list is, I get it. We want certain things, but it's more, what is that thing going to give you? And what was the other question you asked? You said, why do we have this list? Should we not?
Yes, we have a list of things like, so you're saying don't settle, right? So we're not going to settle.
Yeah.
But my question is, if you have a list of all of these things and you meet someone who is a good guy, but he doesn't necessarily he's not necessarily 6'5", and he doesn't necessarily mix 6 figures, but he's taller than you and he loves Jesus and he's a good guy. Is that settling? Or is that, your expectations are skewed?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I tell my clients to date for values, not things, not a list. What things in your life matter most, right? So for me, it's like faith. He has to be Christian and love God. He has to follow Jesus, like be a follower. We're going to church, we're praying, you have self-discipline, you have fruit, right? He's a family guy, right? If he's a father, he's a great father. He's not like letting us he doesn't talk to them, right? So family, I'm a mother of 3 daughters, so that's so important to me. They're a big priority of mine. So family is a big value. I'm a leader, I'm an entrepreneur. And so for me, helping other people, he has to have leadership as a value. He has to see that as important, or else he's going to think my career is weird, or why are you making YouTube videos? Why are you making posts? Because I got to, show up for my people. Growth mindset, being independent. There's lots of things that, those make the list of the things that you need in your life. And if you didn't have them, you would be sad or you would be upset. And those will look like, they'll look like lots of different things. Like I say, don't have a type, know your values. And when the guy shows up, you'll know, oh, we both are aligned with this thing. This is important. But when we say, you mentioned like we're not attracted to him, he's short, whatever. Attraction is so important, like beyond important. Do not settle when it comes to looks. Why? Men need sex. That's like a really important thing for them. And if you're not attracted to them, I'll tell you right now, you're probably you're not going to want to have sex. I want to make my men happy. We want love. They want sex. And so, be attracted to them. But more than anything, I tell women, when a man is meeting the values that you have, what happens is you respect the guy. And if you respect him, like you look at him and you're like, man, he is such a great person. Go for that first. Because if you don't respect him, you'll notice you're like, he doesn't dress nice. He doesn't do like. If you respect the guy, not to be mean, but like, not that you don't care how he dresses, but like it's a different level, right? When you respect the guy,
Yeah.
I just think if you respect him, you can fall in love with him, and he could be your husband. But if we're looking for clothes and job and cars and all that stuff, you can get those things and not be happy because they may not. What if he has what if he's tall, makes a lot of money, has a great body, loves Jesus, but he makes money by selling drugs? Or he is lazy. He's the way he keeps his fitness is by doing cocaine because that's what makes him lose weight. You know what I mean? Like it's not just those things. We have to see what's the driver, what values do they have. But respect is the number one thing. And if you respect the guy, to me, respect is I could go to him for help, like ask for help.
Yeah.
I probably respect your mindset, right? If I can go to you to express and be vulnerable with you, I feel safe with you. That's important, right? But the list is good. Values are more important.
Yeah. Look
Look at the values. If you guys you align with those, you'd be surprised how much you're willing to not compromise, because it's not about compromise, but this not as important anymore.
It's important. Yeah.
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 Don't you think respect's important?
100%. And there's been guys I've dated, like most recently, someone that I have been speaking with, really good dad, really smart, really good, like business person, right? And so the thing that I think I like about him so much is I can like tell him all the problems.
Yeah.
And there's a solution. Like he would literally like
a problem solver is
like,
just
oh
so hot, right?
I'm like,
yes.
oh my God. Like,
I love a problem solver too.
Versus someone maybe who was like, never been married, doesn't have kids, perfect body, blah, 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 blah. The guy who actually is like, do this, do that, and he'll challenge my thinking.
Yes.
What about this? What about that? Is so much more attractive than this individual who was like, perfect.
And what do you respect in that? What do you like about the fact that he's like problem solving and things like that?
It just, to me, it seems like he is a leader. He's smart. He's, got answers.
Yes. And how does that make you feel when you know you're with someone like that?
I look like I can trust, like I can relax.
Yep.
That's another thing, because I think so many times as a woman who's independent or had to be independent for a long time because maybe you're single or whatever the case is, it can be very, I've seen other ladies like this, it's very challenging for them to not
control,
to relax, to not dominate the man. Yes. And it almost seems like the men that they attract are like these weak little peon.
But that's why they're controlling, because the guy isn't taking charge. If he was taking charge, do you have to do anything?
No.
Yeah, the only reason, that's a survival mechanism, right? For us to like go and control and do things, it's because we're trying to do things in order to get a result. But if we're doing is it's a masculine thing to do. Yeah. Why isn't he doing it? Right? So the only reason we go into control, I notice that whenever I'm dating a guy, if I notice I start like giving my opinion and asserting myself and like I'm kind of like challenging his thoughts, it's because what he's saying, I don't respect. Yeah. I don't respect his point of view. And so I say, I don't respect him. That's my friend. That's somebody else's husband. Remember we were talking about this?
Yep.
That's someone else's husband. That's not my husband. Because my husband, I would not feel the need to challenge him. I would say, wow, that's great. And I'm willing to wait till I'm 50, 55 for that guy. I'm 46 now. Yeah. I'm totally willing to wait because I've met men that I inherently say, yep, I agree. And you're not going to agree on everything, but for the most part, if you're like, no, well, let's go, it's like, notice he's just not leading. He's not taking charge. We need someone like that, especially if you're a woman like us that we're running businesses. We have a lot going on, but it's because I don't respect what he's saying. And if I don't respect what he's saying, I probably don't respect his values or his belief systems. We're probably not aligned.
I think that's probably, when I think about women who are, successful or leaders or independent, I feel like people will say, well, they're more masculine, right? They don't,
submit or
submit.
Mhm.
But I do feel like when you meet someone that you do respect,
Mhm.
someone that you do feel comfortable, that you can trust, 100%, you just soften all the way up.
It is so. I totally agree. You've met men like that, right? Like my client / coworker, Omar. You know him. You and I both met at. You're part of his mastermind or his inner circle. I'm COO of that organization. And Omar and I have known each other for about 4 years. I met him because I met him online. He helped me with my video equipment. We got on a call. He helped me. I went to his church. I took him and his wife out to dinner. We had a great time. We've been friends ever since. Love them. They are my people. Hence why we are now working together. Omar, whenever, like he's my client, but at the same time, like I'm his client. I'm a fractional COO, right? So I live in California. He lives in Las Vegas. We're here in Las Vegas. Whenever I come out there, he buys my plane ticket, gets me the hotel because this is all work related. Will get me a car if I didn't drive out here. And we got the meals, we're good. And you know how I'm working, but you know how much I could focus on work because he's got everything taken. And listen, I know Amanda's doing it. His wife is dope. She's doing it. But I'm like, they are such wonderful people. They're such leaders. They're taking charge and taking that off my plate. I think it's so important to have people like that. And I thought, wow, Omar and Amanda are such great leaders. They're such givers. They're so generous. But I thought God is using them to show me, Anabell, this is possible. There are people like this. The men you've been dating, like I clearly heard the Holy Spirit say, those guys, that's what you're looking for. You want that peace. You want that ability to relax. And no, it doesn't mean that they have to pay for everything and be rich and stuff. But when you meet those people it's like, look for the feeling, not the list. How do you feel when you're with them? I would tell women, would you be willing to date a guy blindfolded? Like blindfolded, like in other words, just go by, I'm picking you up at 8. I'm driving. I'm gonna pick the restaurant. I'll order for you. We're going here next. And you just get to sit back and relax the ride. That's the way he's gonna be in the marriage. Does he make you do everything? I want a guy that not only does his part in the dating part, but like, show me who you are in the beginning and see if I can just relax with you. The same way we're nurturers. We're going to help a guy relax in our way. But I think it's so important to feel that you could just sit back and turn your brain off. If your brain is on and you're in survival, that's not your husband. Let him go, girl. Throw him back. That's somebody else's husband. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about, this is personal, we want to ask.
Yeah.
What do you think about, like, what does consistency look like? We're grown-ups, right? We're old people. I mean, I shouldn't say we're old. We're not old people, but we're not.
Middle-lifers, what are we?
Right. Like, we have jobs and businesses and kids and all of those kinds of things. What does consistency look like in dating?
For me, okay, so I'm a mom. So I have my kids 50% of the time. So in the world of Anabell, consistency in dating for me looks like the days or the time that I don't have my children 50% of the time, I'm seeing you once a week. I don't need that much from a man. Yeah. So for me, consistency is seeing them at least once or twice a week. We're consistently communicating, like there's phone conversations or FaceTime videos or texting. Most importantly, though, we're spending time together consistently. No, not nighttime situationships. I mean, you're not just coming over at night. You're not just like, good morning. Hope you have a good day. Like, no.
Good morning, queen.
Oh,
Grand rising.
I get. Do you ever get offended? I've gotten offended when someone just sends. It feels so like they're just checking in. Like I did it.
Yeah,
I'm good for the day. No. Like, don't do that. But for me, is that what you mean? Like consistency in terms of that? Yeah, it's just spending quality time with me and being able to just get to know you. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in like friends first, lovers last. Yeah. I really want to see you as a friend because I think if we're focused on like the romantic part first, I feel very performy. I feel like I'm trying to impress you and I'm not being myself. And if I'm not being myself with someone, I don't want to be there. I love myself too much. If I feel like I have to put on a front, I have to be able to like wear my 5-minute makeup with you.
Yeah,
I got to be able to like just talk how I want to talk. I think when you're someone's friend first, it's so much easier. So I'm not about like the formal dates. Everyone has their own method of doing it. I'm just really casual.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
Me too, because I'm very busy. So I don't have time to like, I can't be with you all of the time. I do like though, because I was previous anxiously attached. So for me, I don't need to like, I don't want to be.
You don't want to go like months or weeks or
right.
like a long time without seeing
that. To me feels weird. I feel like seeing someone pretty consistently, maybe it's once a week, maybe it's every other week, but you know, connecting, I think it's important to feel like you're getting to know the person. And I feel like if you're not having some kind of communication that's, well, you know, weighty, it feels like I'm not getting to know you.
Oh yeah, like the deeper conversations. It's not just like surface level.
Yeah,
we're having.
Yeah, and so I've dated or I've met guys in the past that the conversations are, you know, not really. They're sending a bunch of reels and a bunch of memes.
I am not your friend like that. Yeah, not like that. Yes.
I'm not getting to know them.
Yeah.
Or I start to like them. And so then I really want to get to know more about them. And they're not providing more information about themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and being able to share and then you share and share.
So I feel like it's
share.
not progressing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yes.
So I typically end it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is that what you would do?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. If it feels like you just want to stay surface, I don't want surface. We're friends. And again, we want to start as friends, but I want to feel like you're interested. I want to feel like you tell me you like me. I want to hear verbally, like, I like you. I see something more. I want to know that they want to know about my values, about my future. Do I want to get married? Like those conversations as friends, you can have those conversations as friends. But I think women are scared to have those conversations because they get scared to look needy or pushy or whatever. If they're just your friend, girl, you would talk to your friend about it.
Yeah.
But if we start too fast with the lover part or romantic, that's why we start futurizing. And you know what? Oh, can we talk about how bad it is to futurize with about a guy? Girl, stay in the moment and just don't think about him too much. Whatever you think about too much, your brain, your subconscious puts as important, and you start falling in love with the guy. Your brain starts saying, this guy is important. So he's not even at go or at the starting line. You're in mile 20. And so you start growing a lot of feelings for him, not because you guys have had 5 or 10 dates. You have had a lot of future experience. Your subconscious saw you guys got married. You saw the dress, you saw the vacation. And he's like, I don't even know your email address.
Yeah.
Calm your butt, right? So futurizing, I think is so bad to do.
How do you stop doing that?
I will catch it. If I notice I even go into like, does he like me? Oh, what am I going to, I'm like, nope, what should I be doing right now? I'm cooking, cook, listen to an audiobook, watch TV. I have to catch it because I was anxiously attached too. Yeah. You know what I love is that both of us said we put that in the past tense.
Yeah.
How powerful is that, right?
Yes.
I used to be anxiously attached. So the futurizing, it was like dopamine, right? You get, and then it feels very true. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference. So I would literally you should have a life that you love. You should be living a life that I'm working out, I'm with my kids, I'm cooking dinner, I'm going to the library, I'm reading books. I read like 4 or 5 books a month. Girl, I got a story right here in front of me. I don't need to futurize a story. But that's why a lot of women, you literally fall in love before they do. And that's why you get mad when they go out. Because girl, he's your husband already. He's not your husband. You probably don't even know where he lives yet or anything. So yes, get out of your head and into your life.
Yeah. Girls do that, or ladies do that all the time, especially
I did.
Even like thinking about ladies who maybe haven't been dating a lot, haven't met a lot of people. As soon as they meet one person,
yes,
seems to be they have planned the wedding, all of the things in their mind. They have completely connected with this person, and then when it ends, they're devastated.
Yeah, he is not your husband. Don't talk about him with your girlfriends a lot. You could just be like, I had a date, it was great. I don't know yet.
That's such a confident stance, though. You know what I'm saying? That is such a confident stance where you literally are, I like my life. I like myself. I'm happy. I'm content in this life that I have right now.
Yeah.
One of the things I've really been focusing on for myself is contentment in my life, but also just amplifying my relationship with Jesus. Because yes, I go to church, I listen to all of these things, but I'm like, well, I don't be really reading my Bible all like just certain things that I'm just like, am I more concerned about a husband than I am about my relationship with Jesus?
That part. Amen.
Because if I'm there, why am I doing that? If I am looking for some person, why am I not looking to Jesus? Because I should be, as I've heard you say this before as well, complete, separate, and whole in myself.
Yes.
So if I don't feel complete, separate, and whole in myself, I'm not doing something that I need to be doing.
Yeah, like Miles Monroe says, singleness, right? That's your whole, separate, and unique. And if you're just, God says, thou shalt not have two masters. It's you're putting a man on a pedestal.
Yeah.
God would be like, no.
Yeah.
Jesus he's our only master. He's our savior. A guy is not your savior.
Yeah.
And why do we, and it's that importance that you're putting so much importance on a wedding, on a guy. That means you are not putting your faith on the identity that what God says you are. You are looking at it you're looking at it externally. It is all in here. We're love. We're Jesus. We're just like him.
Yeah.
So I agree with you said that you, what did you say right now? You said, build a great life, but your relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
Because if you believe with Jesus, if you have a great relationship with him, you know how powerful and almighty and gracious and merciful he is. So because of that, you know you're made in his image. So you know you're the dominator, you're the multiplier, you're the cultivator that he says you are. And if you know that's who you are, when you meet a guy, you're fine. He's not any more or any less. It's not going to make you any better. And it's like, it just makes life better. But that life should be better because, like you said, because of our relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
If it's not, the guys are more important.
Yeah.
Or your own personal desires are more important.
I think for the singles, what she's definitely what we need to take away from this is she's saying, if you don't have happiness, like genuine happiness in your life with who you are, and you're thinking like, if I get married or get a guy, it's going to make me happy.
You got to twist. It is wrong.
It's not it.
No, it's not it. It's not it. Yeah, I hate to say, like we always say, do the internal work. It's not work. We need to think of another word for it. It's just becoming like what you said, singleness. Miles Monroe says you can't be married unless you're single. Yeah. And when you're married, you're still a single, right? Yeah. You're still 100% plus 100% makes a marriage. You can't be half. You pour yourself into them. Now you're empty. And that's why we feel crazy, because we poured the only 50% and we're trying to get it from him. And it's so off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that maybe people who have maybe, I don't want to say skewed identity, but that they feel like meeting someone, like marrying someone, like they don't see anyone? What are some things that they can begin to do to start to make that shift? Some practical things. We've talked about going to therapy. What are some other practical things that these people could begin to do to start making progress to heal some of that stuff?
That's such a great question. I have this exercise, and I'll send you the link so that women can download the worksheet. It's called 10X Your Relationship Goals. It may sound like you're like, wait, I'm talking about you, but why are you giving us relationship goals? We want to make sure we're getting a relationship just to enhance your life, right? It just adds to it. It's not the completion of it. And one of the ways that you do that is by raising your own internal value, because when you raise your value and you know how amazing you are, when you show up on a date, you're relaxed, you're calm, you're not pushing, you're not rushing, you're not pressuring, you're not convincing, right? So you really have to raise that internal value. So I would say make a list of the last 10 things that you did and you accomplished, or 10 things that you really love about yourself, and keep them somewhere where you can always have them, so you can always go back to them. Because we can default to, I don't have these things, so I need a guy. And it's like, no. Let's remember the things that you are, and not necessarily what you have. It's just who you are. So what are like 4 qualities that you really love about yourself that are important to you?
I'm very generous. I'm fun. I will make you laugh your butt off.
Yes,
I don't really have a lot of like filter. I'm just like fun and carefree. I also feel like I'm a hard worker. I was gonna say I'm a giver, but I already said that. I'm very much the person like I will, if I can make it happen for you, I'll make it happen for you. Yeah.
And knowing that you're a giver and you're generous, you're authentic, you're happy, and you're a hard worker, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel valuable. It makes me feel was it warm? Does
it make you feel happy?
Yeah.
Does it make you feel excited or like content or joyful or just like grateful? I don't know.
Excited, happy, very, very grateful. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would call those like internal resources, those feelings that you just like, it's knowing that you have these personal qualities. You're generous, you're authentic, you're happy, you're a hard worker, you're giving. These are things that like are things that you can offer someone. But notice they're not like material things. They're just who you are. And when you know, I look at it like a value bank. Like you're just like, I have all these qualities that when someone comes around me, they get to experience these things that they typically, when the positive qualities that you see about yourself, they typically are very regulating. Like they make you feel like, wow, I am a great person. And it just raises your own self-value, your own self-standard. So to me, that's something that I think is really, really important. There's another 3 things that we do on that exercise, and it's writing down deal breakers, like 10 or however many things that you know, like you just can't accept with a man, and committing to never negotiating on those deal breakers. Like if you're Christian and you know, girl, like you know how many women have you met? Or I've even done this. Like he's not saved, but maybe if I take him to church,
God sent me to save him. I'm intercede. I'm gonna get him saved.
Yes, like Miles Monroe says, Adam was in God's presence already, so he should already be in it. So it's like don't negotiate on. There's certain deal breakers, so like commit to those. And then what are a list of things that you are excited to bring to a relationship? So if you could think, these are kind of like personal qualities, but what are some things about you that you are really like excited to offer a man? Not material things. What are a couple of things about you that you're just excited that when you're with them that he's gonna get to experience? Is it PG? I guess. Are you surprised by? Are you daunted by the question, or is this something you haven't thought about?
I've never thought about this.
Okay, yeah, great, perfect. That's the whole point.
I've never thought about that. What are some things?
Can I give you an example of some of the things on my list? Okay.
Please.
I'm excited to offer all of my ideas and knowledge. I think I'm very, very smart. I'm very educated. I'm a reader. I have so much knowledge. I have a lot of great perspectives. So I'm really excited to share that with a man. I think when I love a guy and I'm committed and we are intimate, I'm excited to have intimacy with a man, and I know that I could deliver well in that area. Let's just say, so I'm excited for him to have a good time there. I know
I'm excited for him.
I will deliver. I'm excited. Scott over there in the booth is probably like, what? Sorry, Scott. Sorry. I'm fun. I used to be so inflexible and rigid. I'm so flexible. I'm so down to try anything. So I'm excited for a man to see my spontaneity. I'm fun. I'm a really good mom and homemaker. Like I can cook my butt off. I'm excited for a man to feel really nurtured in that way. So those are a couple of things that I'm excited to give. What about you?
Let me get back to you. Send me the link to the exercise.
Okay, I will. So anyway, so those are so do you notice how sometimes we're just focused on the guy and what he's gonna give to you. So it becomes a big importance. It makes sense why we all want a man. We forget how dope we are. Mm-hmm. So understanding like what do you like just who you are is really important. What do they get? I look at it like when I'm sitting on a date, I'm like, this guy has no idea how dope I am. Yeah, whatever. He may think I'm cute, whatever. He has no idea. He hasn't even experienced yet. But I have to know who he is first to see if he gets to experience that. You know how I feel so powerful? I feel so empowered. I feel like I got $1 million ticket in my pocket, like a lottery ticket. Like I just feel so empowered. So it's important to remind yourself of all those things. And I think we're so focused on men, we forget our value.
Wow.
Yeah. You gotta tell me. Okay,
No,
you gotta.
I'm gonna text you.
Yeah. Okay, think of one. Tell me one thing that you might be that you think is great. That maybe think of like things that your friends have said about you. Like I think you're so authentic and you are really, really focused. Like I can feel like you're a great listener and you are listening to what I'm saying and then you're thoughtful about the thoughts that you're saying back to me. And that's a great quality.
Let's put that on the list.
Okay, great. You're a great listener. List. Yeah, so great.
One of the gentleman that I was talking about that he is, if I bring him problems, he solves my problems. He'll ask me questions about what would I do because he's in leadership. What would you do in this position? And I'll share, I would do this, I would do that. He was like, that's a good idea. So I feel like I can bring some level of wisdom.
Yes.
Lead, wisdom.
Yeah, you have experience, you have ideas, your perspective. Yeah, it's super valuable, right? Especially a man that's a leader. A man that's a leader wants another leading woman, right? So, girl, those are just two things. And once you get going, you will it's like a snowball. You will you will feel so good after this exercise. Okay. So I call it 10x, like the relationship goals. It's like you're 10xing it because that's what you end up doing. Once you list all those things about yourself and you see how you're like, it's like your standard goes up in a positive way. You're like, I deserve someone really great. Yeah. Look how much I bring to the table. And none of it is doing. It's all feminine, just being, which I think is so important.
And that's the shift that we need to make.
It is. The feminine energy is about presence, being herself, and nurturing. And when you're safe and calm in your own body and you know your worth, you're chill. Men work hard. Guys are like in a war zone every day. I think that's really how they see the world. They're out there and they're struggling. They're pushing up against stuff. They want a woman that is just at peace and chill. They don't want to be controlled. They already feel like that in the world. We want to be that safe place for them, that soft place. And I feel like you can be that way when you know who you are and you don't have to perform. Your relationship becomes a place where you just get to relax into. Yeah. You do have to create it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! That's awesome. Okay, so we will put the link to
the exercise.
In the comments or in the show notes.
Yeah.
And also there was something I downloaded from yesterday, the mirror effect.
Oh yeah.
That was so good.
Oh, good.
So I will also share that so that all of you all could download that.
And the mirror effect guide it's an explanation or a guide that explains how your external world is always a reflection of your internal, and then how to change it up so your goals actually flourish and come true.
Yeah.
Yeah. AKA.
And I'll also add Anabell's Instagram and all that stuff is in the show notes so you can follow your girl because she posts all kinds of helpful information about relationships and has a podcast called Available as well. So will you pray for our saved and single family as we exit?
I would like the benediction. I would love to. Yes. Can I hold your hand? I'm a hand holder when I pray. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry, Scott. I'm moving this stuff. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for bringing Jasmine into my life, for joining us together. Thank you for this time of community, of connection, of growth. Thank you for letting us see your value in a Heavenly Father and the relationship that you have with us and how it makes us better women and how it makes us better choosers. It makes us less chasey and it allows us to choose the wonderful man that you have prepared for us. Heavenly Father, please continue to bless Jasmine with her heart of generosity, of authenticity, this amazing listener and leader that she is, so that she continues to prophesy and bless this world with her gifting of her faith with you, her belief in your heart and her relationship with you. It is helping so many women and men in their search and in their journey of finding you and finding the partner that you have for us. In your heavenly name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you so much. You're going to come back next time.
I will.
Come back in town.
I
will. We can hang out.
Yeah, next time we're going dinner. We're doing something. Yes.
Thank you so much, Saved and Single Podcast family, for joining us for the episode. I can't wait to see you in the next one. See you soon.